Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with some more Shadowtech. Today, we are going to talk about the new cyber technology that is in this book. Now, most of it, to be fair, is going to be for your decker or your rigger or whatever. But there is some cool things like, I want to play Wolverine. I've already got the claws, but I'm missing some good stuff to actually make Wolverine. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you what it is right after this.
Role-playing games thrive in fantastic worlds and at inclusive tables that embrace these core values for the most positive gaming experience. Donate to the Wounded Warrior Project via the link in the description below to help, honor, and empower our wounded heroes. On Thursdays and Saturdays, watch Heathen Dog's Dirty Casuals play multiplayer video games over on Twitch. On Sundays and Fridays, join us for tabletop role-playing game content on both YouTube and Rumble. Finally, please take a quick moment to like this video and share it with both your friends and on social media. If you have not done so, please subscribe to Legion of Myth and activate that bell icon to receive notifications of new content.
All right, like I was saying earlier, I'm going to forward with the Wolverine thing because the first thing is the body cyberware enhancements, and the very first thing is the one that's going to help you. So you wanted to make Wolverine in Shadowrun. You start off with just the main book. Okay, you make a dwarf. You give him forearm claws. You give him high body. You give him high strength. You give him high quickness. You do all that stuff, but you're still missing some things. Well, if you look at the last video in this series, you got regeneration. Right? You got some regeneration up to 50% faster. I'm sorry, no, up to 100%, so twice as fast.
But you had to eat.
But you had to eat twice as much. Makes sense. A lot of people would say that's not even a turnoff. Great, good job. But you're still missing something. What are you missing that is integral to the Wolverine type character? We got claws, we got regeneration.
What are we adamantium, missing? Baby.
Adamantium bones. Well, guess what, people? We're doing good things here. We've got bone lacing. That's right. You can choose plastic, aluminum, or titanium.
Oh, no adamantium?
They don't have adamantium in here.
I want my unobtainium.
I'm sorry, you don't get unobtainium. But if you take the big one, and the essence cost is a big hit at 2.25. It's a big hit, but your body attribute goes up by 2 because you're so much denser. And you get stackable armor, impact, and ballistic because your bones are made of titanium. And when you decide to punch somebody, normally it's strength M2. Now, 2 is a staging. If you're using second edition, 2 is the normal staging, so it'll just be strength M. But here it's strength plus 3M, which means you hurt people more when you punch them, significantly more.
So let me remember staging real quickly for folks out there. So strength plus 3. So just arbitrarily say you got a strength of 5. I don't care. So okay. 5 plus 3 would be 8. Means you roll 8 dice, and for every 2 successes, the damage level goes up by 1, right?
No. For resistance, that's important. So if you have a strength of 5 and you have titanium bone lacing, that's going to be 8M or 8M2.
Mm-hmm.
That means to resist your damage, they have to roll 8 as a success and at least 2 successes to bring the damage down.
To bring the damage down. That's okay.
Now, if to bring the damage up for the attacker, you have the number of successes to hit is what brings the damage code up. So if you have an unarmed combat of 6 and you rolled 2 successes to hit and they didn't dodge or anything like that, you got 2 net successes. The damage now starts at serious. And they have to use that to bring it down. So it makes it harder for your unarmed damage to be resisted. So there you go. Now you have your basic Wolverine character. Now add on your pathogenic defense, add on your nephritic screen, and now your resistance to toxins and bacteria go up, and now you are a regenerating, titanium bone laced, claws having, toxin reduce it to nothing type character. You are now Wolverine. Good job. But I don't want to be Wolverine, man. I want to be Golden Age Superman. I want to jump tall things in a single bound. Well, guess what? Got you covered, brother. We could put a hydraulic jack in your leg. How about that?
Can I just stand on some ground and make potholes?
I don't think so.
Can I put my leg next to a wall and just bust through it?
It's made for jumping and falling, to be fair. It helps you jump, and it helps you resist damage from falls as long as you can land on your feet. You have to roll an athletics test of 5 for a height of 5 meters left, +1 for every additional 4 meters that you're falling. But if you land on your feet, which is the success on this test, you take less and less damage depending on the level of hydraulic jack you get. Now, is this niche? Yeah. Is it a cool thing? Like, oh, he'll never get away. And then he jumps the wall. You're like, oh, he got away.
Or he jumps down and you're like, well, he's going to splat.
Yeah. And then no, he does a superhero landing and he's completely fine. He's like, oh, okay. This is intimidation factor too, right? So that's something. So it's neat. It's neat. Is this something I would want all my characters to have? No, obviously not. But it's super neat. And it is essence friendly, 0.25 per level. That's pretty good. I mean, even having one level and resisting that much damage and falling is pretty good. Because falling damage code is a D2. It's deadly to start. But it's not, I think it's mental, not physical, but still. Right? It's something. And then we get into the headwear. This is the stuff that probably your street samurai and your mercenary and your fighter guys aren't really going to get a hold of, but your decker, your rigger, they're going to love this.
You wish the street samurai would, but he won't.
He won't. Headwear memory. This is just memory inside your skull. Instead of having a drive of some kind that's removable, replaceable, it's all in your head. Now, to read the text, you need a cybernetic eye with a display, and then you can read what's in your memory. But even if you don't have that, headwear memory does come in handy. I'm going to show you later. Then we have your normal data jack, but now it's levels because this book introduces latency. The more data you're trying to push through at once, the more latency you get. A normal first edition Shadowrun data jack is a level 1. That's why it's the same price in essence, and the same price in New Yen. But the higher level you get, the more input output you have per second. You have more throughput. Your latency is lower. You can push the data through faster. It's important with all these new headwear stuff. Soft link. This is the same thing as a soft link in the main book. You plug it in and you get non-physical skills, languages, build and repair, magical theory, whatever. If it's a non-physical skill, you can get it by just jacking it in. But there is a throughput thing here as well introduced in this book. So you have levels 1 through 4. The higher the level you go, the more essence it'll cost, but the longer, the less time it'll take to load that skill into your brain. Because the bigger the program, the more megapulses it takes, or bits and bytes. The more data is present. The bigger the skill. Like I have a level 9 skill in firearms. No, I'm sorry, not that. I have a level 9 skill in German. Well, great. It'll take you a few seconds to load that, or a few turns maybe, to load that whole thing because it's a huge file. But if you get a higher level soft link, level 4, increases the number of ports and it decreases your throughput time.
Back in the day when we still rated things in kilobytes.
Exactly. Now, the number of ports is great. You can have up to 4. That means you can plug in 4 chips at once and switch between them on the fly without having to remove and pop back in. That's another cool thing that's different from the soft link of before. You only had 1 port. So if you wanted to switch out, you had to plug out, plug in. Data throughput wasn't a big thing. But if you have 4 ports, you have 4 skills. Well, if you want to switch, you have to wait until the new one loads. Skill wires plus. Now, this I had a hard time with because I think this book has a problem with it. I tried to find errata. I could not find any site with this as errata, but let's go ahead and read it, and we can all find out together. The venerable Skillwire system has recently been upgraded and enhanced to bring it on par with current technology. Required for the use of active skillsofts, that is anything that requires physicality, the Skillwire system translates the mnemonic coding on the skillsoft to real-time neurological impulses and thus physical activity. The total ratings of all the skillsofts in use at any time may not exceed the total ratings capacity of the system. Remember that. Skillsofts, regardless of whether inserted into a chip check, soft link, or uploaded into headware memory, can only be used at the rating for which they are coded. Use at a reduced rating is not possible. Skillwire classic systems, like those in the Shadowrun main book, can only handle up to their level in total accessible skillsoft ratings. To me, that sentence is the same thing as what we saw earlier. The total ratings of all skillsoft in use at any one time may not exceed the total rating of the system. Skillwire Classic can only handle up to their level in total accessible skillsoft ratings. Same thing. To me, that says the same thing. Maybe I'm missing something. And if I am, put it in chat, put it in the comments below. But to me, that says the same thing. Okay, whatever. So this is what it does. You have Skillsoft, say, level 6. Skillwires Plus, level 6. And you have headware memory. You load up 5 skills into your headware memory. Firearms, unarmed combat, armed combat, athletics, stealth. You have all of these at a 3. You can load 2 at a time. Firearms and stealth, unarmed combat and athletics, whatever you want, because the total cannot exceed the rating of the Skillwire system. If you have a level 6 firearms, that's the only thing you can load, because it says specifically loading a reduced rating is not possible. So what do? Well, we have the headware memory, people. 1 data jack, headware memory, and a Skillwire system. You can load level 6 firearms, level 4 firearms, level 2 firearms, level 6 stealth, level 4 stealth, level 2 stealth. So you can mix and match. There's delay, which is explained in this book. I'm not going to bother doing it, but there is a delay when you're mixing and matching, so you got to wait a couple of turns, but you can mix and match to your liking. I need all firearms right now. Firearms 6. I need firearms and athletics to get away. Okay, firearms 4, athletics 2. Stuff like that. You can do that with this system, and it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. And as you can see, we spoke about earlier, the legality. Anything level 1 through 3 is considered perfectly legal. 4 through 6, it's a little bit illegal. And 7 through 9, it's more illegal. This is the kind of permit you need to get it legally. You need to get a permit. And 6P is an easier permit than 4P. Again, it says all of the legality stuff toward the end of the book. I'm not going to get into it, but you can still get it. Oh, absolutely. You can still get it as a Shadowrunner, but you can kiss this price goodbye. Kiss that New Year goodbye. It's gone because
we're not going to renew your license. We're not going to up your permit anymore.
Well, then I'll get it illegally. It'll just cost double. And this is level times 125,000 new yen. So Skillwires, because they are so awesome, they replace your skill system basically. They are super expensive. Hyper expensive. But they are worth it if you can spare the essence. And they are also essence heavy. So if you have a level 6 system, that's 1.2 essence. Does that sound like a lot? No, it doesn't sound like a lot unless you're a cyber samurai and you have smart gun links and replacement in eyes and replacement muscles and all that stuff, dermal armor. Then it gets pricey. So there you go. Then we have Skillsoft. This is the actual program you load into the either the skillware or skill wire system. The Encephalon. This one is something that riggers and deckers are going to love. It does not boost magical ability, but it boosts everything else. You can get up to a +2 intelligence and 3 dice to the intelligence task pool. This is now getting huge because if you use the BioWare version of this, +2 intelligence +1, dice pools are cumulative. It says it in this book. So now you have a +4 intelligence and +4 dice to any intelligence-based skill. Deckers, this is your dream boat scenario. This is absolutely brilliant for you because every Decker ability is based on intelligence, and your intelligence is far more useful in the Matrix than it is in real world. You are riding high. This is a great deal.
I don't see a lot of drawback either.
There isn't a lot of drawback. SPU data management, this one increases the compression and decreases latency for all that memory you stuck in your brain. It's very much like Keanu Reeves in what was the
Johnny Mnemonic?
Cyberpunk? Yeah, Johnny Mnemonic, where he had a doubler in the beginning to double his data capacity in his brain. It's the same thing. Level 4 is a doubler. You have 100% compression, but it adds to latency. There's other things in here that take away latency, like the sub-processing unit for input-output. Takes away your latency rating up to -8. Super fast. Super fast. Then we have your math SPU. This again for Deckers, this is important. But for most people,
that goes back to the math coprocessor days of the DX series.
Yes, and that's exactly what this is. It is a math coprocessor. It means that if you have a long algebraic equation, you can solve it in its difficulty in seconds in your head.
Or just upgrade to a Pentium.
Okay, there's that. Tactical computer. This one is neat. As you can see, the essence cost is huge. 3.5 and 4, and that's just for the crap that's not classified. We don't know what the classified one does. And guess what? 2cc and 1cc. I'm not going to go into the legality ratings, but this one is not gonna. You're not going to get this. This is government and corporate only.
And if you get caught with it,
you're going to get the death penalty. That's what this is. It's crazy. It's crazy expensive. It's crazy on essence. But damn it, what does it do? It does a lot. The computer has an embedded tactical expert system. The expert system is used as a bonus to or in place of any existing tactic skill. This bonus adds to any already present tactic skill and does not override a skill rating as skill wire systems do. So if you take a trained commando and pop this system in him, it will make him 2 trained commandos in ability. That's just his skills. What else does he get? All system functions are background tasks requiring no actions to perform. After a failed reacquisition, that's what it does. It also tracks targets in your line of sight. As long as they don't break eye contact with you, you have them locked on, as if they have, as if you have a what do you call it? The gun one. I'm blanking on it right now.
A smart gun link?
Smart gun link. As if you have a smart gun link. Your eye is tracking them like that. As long as you can see them. You take an action to acquire them, and then as long as you can still see them, they are acquired. And you can acquire your intelligence plus the level number of targets at a time. What else does it do? Character with a tactical computer adds the computer's rating to their initiative. An initiative value calculated in this fashion cannot exceed the normal reaction maximum, however. So, if your reaction is a 4 plus 1d6 and you have a level 2 tactical computer, your maximum initiative is 10. But if you roll an 8 or a 9, you also have a 10. If you roll a 7 or a 6, you have an 8 or a 9. So, that's good. That is good. It's a good deal. Plus, there is also later on a map orienteering system you can put in your head, and the tactical computer links with that, so it can keep track of people even if you lose line of sight. You can shoot through walls and hit someone in the eye. You can. It's crazy, but you can. And now we get into the C squared, or the C2. That's the cyber deck in your head. What's that?
Before you go on to this, I just want to remind folks that if you can do it to the NPCs can do it to you as well.
Yes. So get ready. Buckle up, because it's going to be bumpy. This is all the stuff to put a cyber deck in your brain. Hey, all you deckers hate carrying around those clunky cyber decks. Well, guess what? You're fine now, because it's all in your brain. Super micronized, super small.
It has to be drawbacks to that other than just essence.
The drawback is actually, I don't think there's no essence costs for a lot of this. I think the only one is the big ones. Because
that seems like cheating now.
Well, kind of. Yeah.
It's time to turn them into crazy.
There you go. Yeah. The only thing that costs essence is the MPCP, which is the main board. And it costs, essence cost is the rating divided by 10 plus 0.1. So the rating of your main board is the maximum level for all the other stuff. Maximum level for your armor, maximum level for your body attribute, maximum level for your reaction, maximum level, all that stuff. So a really powerful main board will give you a lot of upgradability later on. It's the only thing that costs essence, because it's the only thing that's actually attached to your nervous system. So let's say you have an NPC rating of 10. Divided by 10 is 1. 1.1 essence cost. That's nothing. That's nothing. It's basically free. But the big thing is cost. It is at least 10 times more expensive than a comparable cyber deck you got to carry around. At least. It's absolutely bonkers crazy. Then we get to the other stuff. Chemical analyzer. This is the more niche stuff. You can taste poisons or toxins or stuff like that in food in amounts too small to be affected by it. So you don't need a taste tester if you're the king. Gas spectrometer. You can go into an environment, take a little whiff, and know exactly what toxins are in the air in a small enough quantity to where you are not affected by it. Olfactory booster. This increases your sense of smell. Why would you want that? I don't know. But hey, you're Wolverine, right? Guess what? One more Wolverine power right here. Sense of smell. Orientation system. This is what I was talking about earlier. This basically, you have a nav system in your brain. The synergy between the orientation system and the tactical computer is evident. With both installed, the host gets more accurate tracking, and the tactical computer can provide more accurate trajectory predictions, which is what I was saying earlier. And that is it for all we have for the new cyberware that you put in your body. Now, the main takeaway of this is that if you're a decker, it's Christmas time. You don't have to carry around your deck anymore. You got it in your head. All you need is a data jack, and you can get a better one. So there you go. If you are a corporate merc or a corporate stooge soldier, and the company doesn't want to cyber you up so much, they just put a tactical system in you and send you off, you'll probably live a little longer. Good. That's good stuff. But what I'm going to get into in the next video is all of the chemical and biological compounds and components that are introduced in this book as well. Hey, you don't need to be cybered up anymore to go toe-to-toe with a cyber samurai. No, you can juice up. You can get an injection in your neck, and for 10 minutes, you're a cyber samurai killing god.
So Shadowrun finally decided to copy Cyberpunk.
Yep. And it works. It also kills you slowly, but the corporation doesn't care. Security guards are a dime a dozen, and cyberware is expensive. So this is the answer. So, do we have any chat?
Not that I started. There's a little bit going on, but I'll just tell that to was it Kevin Sullivan. I remember when it cost me $200 to upgrade from 384K to 512K on my Tandy 1000.
Boom.